until they do something with them or they keep them. Re-sign one of them. Joey Votto, the Canadian Cowboy, Joseph Danny Votto. Is he coming back? And then Johnathan India. Do they keep him? Do they try to trade him? If they do keep him, where does he play? What's your thoughts on? We'll go start with Joey Votto because we both love Joey Votto.
Joey, yes. Preface that by saying the moment that they bring back Joey Votto, I'm probably gonna, pour me a nice glass of bourbon or something there to celebrate. But I don't necessarily know that I would put my money on that happening. There's been a lot of strange messaging, and I think that, number one, Joey doesn't owe this organization anything because he's given this organization everything over the course of his career.
Right.
So for anybody that is saying that, he's putting ownership in a bad spot or he's putting the front office in a bad spot with his comments on the Dan Patrick Show, that's just so backwards. And I don't agree with that at all. The thing of this is, though, the Reds can't be stingy with money. I think the conventional wisdom would say that where Joey's at in his career, a $20 million option from a fiscal sense probably isn't like the best thing. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to quibble over that $20 million, what's that say about the rest of your roster that you're going to go, through and add pieces here and make sure that you're fine-tuning positions here with different ads, different trades and things like that? Like, if you're going to, if Nick Kral's going to sit here and be like, well, it's the $20 million, that's really going to be the hang-up, because it really sounds like if Joey hits free agency, he's not just going to be, waiting on that first call from Nick Krall and being like, yes, I'm coming back for whatever number you give me. Right. I think he's going to, have some fun and court some different offers for some different teams.
He might want to go home too. He might want to go to Toronto.
I want to go home. And if a contending team comes and offers him a role that would be bigger than what the Reds would offer, make no mistake about it, I'm not advocating that they bring him back as the everyday first baseman.
Right.
But if a team does that, then I find it hard-pressed for Joey to pick a rotational option over playing every day. Mm-hmm. And that's why picking up the option is so interesting to me, because the ball's in the Reds' court right now.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, with that being said, Johnathan India, I think we both can agree that Matty Bats is going to be our everyday second base. I don't know, with David Bell as your manager, and nothing against David Bell, with all the guys that they can move around and play different positions, he's going to be able to interchange people. But India, they never put him in the outfield to see if he could do it. He doesn't have a really strong enough arm to play third base. I think you could possibly put him at first maybe sometimes. But if you bring Joey Votto back, then you got him and you got CES. You don't really need three guys to play first base. I don't think his arm's strong enough to play right field, maybe the outfield. I don't know. That's where I'm kind of like, but the thing I preface is with this. Both these guys, I think, are key guys to keep because of the leadership and in the locker room, in the clubhouse. I don't know if they're going to keep them or not. And I'm not saying, but yes, by God, we got to keep them both. I don't know. I don't know that yet. I'm not sure myself right now, to be honest with you. What's your thoughts?
I think it's more likely that India is with the Reds next year than than Joey Votto. Mm-hmm. I think it's strange because there are two schools of thought with this. The objective school of thought just makes it seem as though you cannot come back next year with both these guys. And then the emotional school of thought says you can't lose either one of these guys.
Right.
Because, like you said, the leadership factor that both bring to this team. The interesting thing for me is, are the Reds going to gamble with that? Because I feel like you can paint Matt McLain as the leader of this team very easily. Mm-hmm. In fact, I remember the article talking about Joey Votto in his first game back. One of the first people to address him in the locker room was Matt McLain. And, paraphrasing here, not exactly what Joey said Matt McLain said, but Matt McLain was basically like, welcome back, old dude, don't mess it up. Like something like that. Like he was not afraid to tell him like it was.
He was right.
Right.
And roll. Yeah.
Ellie's a leader.
Steer's a leader too.
Stevenson is a leader. Steer's a leader. I really feel like this team has lots of personality to it. So I would not feel like losing one guy could be that big of a deal. Plus, on the objective side, and you and I talked about the software beforehand. I think it's reasonable to expect that India might be the 5th best infielder on this team.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. It's Marte, Ellie, McLean,
yeah,
and CS. That's your everyday infield. If you know, and I think Steer's your left fielder, and Stevenson's your catcher. And
right.
then TJ Friedel is a center field. Right field, I'm not sure.